What's going on, YouTube? It's Trevor here at McNeil's Garage 2.0 down here at my house today, and figured I'd get started on thinning out this factory OBS wiring harness. Never done it before, but I've got some information here for you. Hopefully I can get through it. So let me flip the camera around. I'll show you guys what I'm working on. So this here is the factory 97 OBS Chevy / GMC wiring harness. I've kind of laid it out how you would look at it in the engine bay. So obviously the fuse panels over here, along with your PCM connectors. And then you got your bulkhead fitting on the passenger side that goes underneath the dash. And all these wires. If you go to lt1swap.com, it'll give you all these pinouts. These 4 pinouts here, these 4 sheets, are for this exact harness. This is what I'm going to be following. All these wires in yellow, I get to delete. So, and all the ones in green are keep if you got them. So this is cruise control, transfer case, which I don't need. And let's see, AC, which I am keeping. The blue, you can go either way, but I think we're going to end up running Terminator Max. So I'm just going to thin this down to basically keep AC, cruise, ABS, and the fuel level, and VSS. That way I can maybe try and use factory gauges. So first off on my list, I have to go through and I'm going to delume all of this. That way I can actually find the pinouts here and here. And then that way I know what wires I can depin. So I'm going to be deluming all this, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so an hour and 20 minutes later, and I am done for the night pretty much. So let me flip the camera around, and I'll show you what I did. So here we are. Everything is delumed. I do still have some tape left in some spots where some wires kind of protruded out. I kind of left those there. But yeah, we got bunch of bare wire here, and what I did, which I'm sure could be different for other people, but what I did was I had 2 boxes. This box is trash. This is like all the trash tape, and then this box over here is all of the good wire loom that I can save for later. So that's where I'm at now, and let me show you pretty much what we got to do. So this is for the 32-pin VCM connector C2, which is red. So that's this one here. Obviously, it's red. So we go down through here, and you see which ones we need to depin. So number 4 is yellow and black, and that's the 2-3 shift solenoid. Obviously, I'm getting a new 4L60E, and the Terminator Max will control transmission, so I don't need this. So we look at number 4. It does kind of undo like this here. There are some clips. Let me find one real quick. There are some clips on both sides and a few there in the middle. And then this thing kind of opens up like this here. And if you can see, might not be able to, but there are numbers on top of there. So starting 1, there's blank. 2 is the evap vent control. 3 and 4. 4 is supposed to be yellow-black. So, I don't know if I can do this. Alright, so as you can see, this wire, this one right here, that is the 2-3 shift solenoid. So to take that out, you got to take off this red piece here. Best way I found to do, there are little tabs on each side. I just took my little razor knife, push in, and pull up on the red thing there, and that kind of gets it free. Do that on both sides, and there it goes. It's free there. So now you go look. So this is the 3rd wire over. So that is this one right here. So to pop it out, these here are also little tabs, these little white things. So you'll just kind of pry these back. See if you can get that there. Pry these back and kind of push down. Maybe. And I'll pry it back there, push it down. There we go. Push it down. And so now we can take our yellow black wire, which is right here, and pull it all the way out. So there you go, just like that. So now what we do is we take this wire all the way out. So we just sit here and follow it all the way through the wiring harness until we get the whole wire out. Now I'm sure there's better ways to do it. I'm just kind of winging it here. So that's kind of how to de-pin one of these. And yeah, so I'm done for the night, but I will just be working on this intermittently. But that's what I'm going to be doing, is going to lt1swap.com. That's where I have all these pinouts, and going through here and taking all these out. Funny enough, this red one, which is the one we took off, I don't need any of these wires. So really, you could trace them all back. You could trace them all back and take out any connectors with it. So I'm not going to de-pin this entire thing because there's no point to, since you don't need this entire plug. So that's where we're at for right now. And like I said, I'll be just working on this intermittently. And if I run into anything that I find interesting, I'll make sure to let y'all know. So that's it for tonight. And next time you see us, it'll be a different day, and who knows what will be done. Okay, so here's the wiring harness after being loomed up. I think I have everything ready to go. So just another little overview. This is the neutral safety switch and the gear selector. The oil pressure gauge there. And then just have the hood lamp. All these wires were off the PCM or splices that were not used that I could find. So those I just have bundled up. This purple wire here, this is the brake signal. So I went ahead and kept that, following everything down. I've never loomed a harness before, so like all these here are kind of trashy, so I'm sure people with more experience could, make that look a little better. This is just a ground. And then all these here are all the AC wires. Not exactly sure which each one does, but I do know those all go to AC, so left all those there. This here, I believe, goes to the fuel pump and backup lights. Off of the C100 block, I actually got to put this back together. But I cut a few wires, ABS, and a handful of other wires. Anything here with the blue tape on it, I'm just going to leave it as is for now until everything's working, and then I might be able to de-pin it. Temperature sensor here, alternator, or this is the TAC right here, this yellow, alternator charging light, and then this one is the cruise control engaged wire. This one does come out of the, I think this is the C100 block. And then also these here are the cruise control, vehicle speed sensor. So one is for cruise, one is for the speedometer. So left those in there. Moving on to the actual fuse box. I got rid of my ABS, so this is the lead wire for that. And then this is just your big red power wire. A couple wires I'd cut off. These pink ones went to the ignition for the coils, the injectors. Went ahead and cut them off. This purple wire, this is the starter wire. And then I believe all these other wires, these are like the check engine light, something from like the trans plug as well. Master cylinder is what that one is for. I'm not going to be using those. So I think all these here can be cut. But I'm just going to leave them kind of loose there for now. So that's kind of the project done for the wiring harness. We're going to be taking it up to the house tonight and hopefully getting it hooked up on the truck. So I hope that helped answer some questions anyone had. Like I said, I've never done this before, and I hope that it all comes out fine. I'm glad I did all the videos. That way, if anything does break, I can kind of go back on all the video and look and see what I did, as well as the pinouts from the lt1swap.com. So I believe that's it. Like I said earlier, heading up to the garage here in a few minutes. I'll be putting this in. That's going to be its own separate video. But I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. That way I can get this one uploaded. And then hopefully before we actually make it final, if anyone sees anything that I missed or need to put back, they can let me know. So this is Trevor down here at McNeil's Garage 2.0 down here at my own house, my own little small garage I tinker with down here. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Hope to get this thing wrapped up here soon. We'll see you later.